India, very, very tough, very, very tough. The Prime Minister just left, and he's a great friend of mine, but I said, you're a friend of mine, but you're not treating us right. They charge us 52%. Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. Oh, look at Cambodia, 97%. We're going to bring it down to 49. They made a fortune with the United States of Pakistan, 58%. Sri Lanka, 88%. China, first row. China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA, including currency manipulation and trade barriers. So 67%, so we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. The European Union, they're very tough, very, very tough traders. You know, you think of European Union, very friendly. They rip us off. It's so sad to see. It's so pathetic. 39%, we're going to charge them 20%. So Vietnam, they charge us 90%. We're going to charge them 46% tariff.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because the global trade scene just got a whole lot shakier. On April 2nd, 2025, the Trump administration decided to celebrate April Fool's Day a little late by slapping tariffs on pretty much everyone we trade with. That's right, in a move that can only be described as subtle as a brick to the face, the US has imposed a minimum 10% tariff on goods from almost all its trading partners. But wait, there's more. Countries running a trade surplus with the US? Oh, they get the special treatment tariffs up to a whopping 50%. It's like a twisted game show where everyone loses, except maybe for the guy holding the oversized novelty check that represents billions in tariff revenue. Or at least, that's what the man himself claims. Now you might be thinking, surely there's some well-thought-out, nuanced economic strategy behind this, right? Well, buckle up, because the rationale is about as straightforward as a Trump tweet at 3 a.m. In a nutshell, the administration argues that these tariffs will protect American jobs and reduce the trade deficit. The idea is that by making foreign goods more expensive, American consumers will buy American-made products instead. But here's the thing, economics, much like trying to understand the plot of Tenet, is rarely that simple. This move has sent shockwaves through global markets, and left experts wondering if anyone bothered to read past the first paragraph of Economics for Dummies. One sector feeling the heat is the tech industry, particularly the massive world of IT outsourcing. See, for years, American companies have been sending their IT work overseas, especially to countries like India, where labor is cheaper. These tariffs, coupled with the looming threat of a US recession, have thrown a wrench into this well-oiled machine. Companies are tightening their belts, IT budgets are often the first to get slashed, and suddenly those overseas jobs don't look so secure anymore. Add in the rise of increasingly sophisticated AI and automation, and you've got yourself a recipe for some serious economic anxiety in the IT outsourcing sector. Section 4, Recession, Roulette, are rate cuts the answer? Speaking of economic anxiety, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, a potential recession in the US of A. The fear is that these tariffs, with their potential to disrupt global trade and increase prices for consumers, might just be the thing to tip the scales. And if a recession hits, the Federal Reserve might have to pull out its trusty weapon, rate cuts. Now, rate cuts can be a good thing. They can stimulate lending and encourage spending. But they can also spook the markets, leading to volatility and uncertainty. It's a delicate balancing act, and right now, the global economy feels a lot like a unicycle riding on a tightrope over a pit of hungry crocodiles. Section 5, Eye for an Eye, China's retaliatory strike. Of course, this being a global trade war and all, we can't forget about the other major players. China, in particular, has not taken these tariffs lying down. In retaliation for the US's initial tariff hikes, China slapped an 84% tariff on US goods. That's right, 84%. It's a classic case of, you punch me, I punch you back, but with a bigger fist. This tit-for-tat tariff battle has businesses on both sides of the Pacific scrambling and consumers feeling the pinch. It's enough to make you wonder if anyone involved has ever played a friendly game of Go Fish. Section 6, A Glimmer of Hope, Market Reactions and Rate Cuts. Despite the doom and gloom, there are a few glimmers of hope amidst the market mayhem. Firstly, the possibility of those aforementioned rate cuts has injected a bit of cautious optimism into the markets. The idea is that lower interest rates could cushion the blow of the tariffs and potentially stave off a recession. Secondly, while the initial market reaction to the tariffs was about as subtle as a stampede of elephants in a china shop, things have calmed down somewhat. The markets are nothing if not fickle beasts, and it seems they're willing to give this whole trade war thing a chance to play out before they completely lose their minds. Section 7, the road ahead, global trade at a crossroads. So, where do we go from here? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. The global trade landscape has been irrevocably altered, and the long-term consequences of these tariffs are still unfolding. Will this lead to a full-blown global recession? Will cooler heads prevail, leading to negotiated trade agreements? Or are we destined to live in a world where countries communicate solely through passive-aggressive tariff hikes? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be a bumpy ride.